This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we're back after Dan's 2 weeks tour of Britain. We discuss his photo shoot, the combine game, and best sandwiches. Also, why we should have benchmarks and kind of dates in the diary for our clients. Pretty important.
And 3, 2, 1. Daniel's back from his tour of England.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Dammy.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on, buddy?
Not a lot, mate. Didn't sleep on the plane last night, so that was fun. Overnight flight. So I'm a bit tired, to be fair, so I may not be as chirpy as I usually am.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah. Chirpy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Am I usually chirpy or not? So I don't think I'm really that
No,
chirpy. Am I?
you have 55-year-old cab driver energy most of the time. So
Well,
yeah,
so prepare for it to be worse than that then. So there you go. There you go.
Or reckless accountant. That's your persona.
A reckless accountant, yeah. Tour of the old UK, wasn't it? Yeah. Don't miss it, I have to say.
Where did you go? You went to Nottingham. You went to Stansted, Essex.
Oh, I've been all over the place, mate. Been all over the place. I have.
He left his child just randomly. Just left his child.
Just left her. Didn't even bother.
Like Laura's
I've been
on
to
a plane.
where was I?
Dan's on a plane.
Whitstable.
Isabel's just wandering Nottingham.
Yeah, don't worry. I just left it. It's fine. Laura should be picking her up now. It's fine. She's been there somewhere. So yeah, basically, I have been to Whitstable. I've been to Nottingham. I've been to Stansted. I've been to Essex. Oh, I've been all over London, all over the UK. But yeah, it was good. Nottingham is an absolute shithole. Oh my God. Like, not a good place to be.
I'm sure there's somebody listening from Nottingham.
They'll agree there. They must agree. They've got to agree with me because honest to God, it was awful. But yeah, no, other than that, we're all good. We're all good, mate. I'm glad to be home. Has to be said. And actually, that's the weird thing. As I said to Laura, I said, it actually feels like I'm coming home, which was like, I guess it's like a bit of a test, really, like that sort of thing. It's like, it actually felt like I was coming home. So that was interesting. Yeah, but there you go. How have you been, mate? Anyway, sorry for the lack of podcast, but yeah, just like I said, was
it's all right.
Kind of, busy.
Well, if anybody wanted their dosage of me, I guess I went on somebody else's podcast, Sean Power. So yeah, I was just like, I couldn't go a week without talking senselessly into a microphone for 45 minutes to an hour, basically. Yeah, so that was fun. It was interesting because it's almost like my plan is taking shape. He brought me on just to talk about combine based things. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's almost when you post about everything relentlessly for about 3-4 weeks that people start to notice you about it.
Yeah, and most online coaches post about it once. Oh, no one was really interested, and it's like it's all you've talked about for like 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm starting to be like, oh, maybe I should do something like that. Like maybe I should do that with him, as in like next time you run it. But I've also.
You're already part of it now, so that's you have to be. Yeah, literally, I've already promised that you're going to be in that group.
I'm already in the next one.
Next time. Yeah, correct.
Well, I reached out to my.
Me, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I reached out to my old coach and said to him that after the golf holiday I'd be back because I just need to sort my life out with some accountability as everyone does. Do you know? Everyone's the same. We're all the same with it. I think that's the thing people don't realize. Just feel minging because I was doing it before and it was just kind of like I was getting back in the swing of things. But what I always find is I take like 3 or 4 weeks to get back in the swing of it, and then I don't push myself. Just get to that point where you're just like, just do the same old shit all the time. So I decided to do something about it and sort my shit out. Like we all need it. We all need the accountability. And like I said, it was just annoying with your combine. I would have done it, but holiday coming up in it, so didn't want to. Trip to the UK, holiday coming up. Wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, probably not the best thing. It's like, I mean, I can call him out in here. Sook, you're behind. Because he's on fucking holiday as well. He's back in the UK. Yeah, exactly. So with all the great intentions, I've already got data on him, so I know how high he jumps. What his triple jump thing? I don't think he's done a triple jump, or whatever. And he's deadlifting. He's stronger than I thought he was. Bless him.
Bless him, man. Bless him. Bless
But
him.
yeah, it's been all right. I think he just wanted to see how I set up everything as well, to be fair, just from that angle on Stridist. But yeah, I guess we'll talk about that in a sec, as it's going. Yeah, well, it's good. But yeah, my last 2 weeks, obviously, go check out Sean Power Fitness. I think that's right. I posted about it. I'll do a post about it. I did say I would. I know I posted on my stories about it, but yeah, I talked about more into, he knew you and Mike, which was annoying. So that was I was hoping he hadn't met you two before. But yeah, and he knew Sook, annoyingly.
We're nothing worth. We're nothing worth shouting about, let's be honest.
I know. I was like, he was like, oh, you know him. And I was like, I know Dan. I was like, yeah, unfortunately, I've spoken to him every week for the last 7 years, probably.
Yeah,
unfortunately. But yeah, it was good. We just chatted about, I think it was more, I guess it's something that obviously what kind of brought for the fore of why I'm doing this combine based thing is testing protocols and training for something. And how I'm sure, Dan, you would concur in, even in the online industry, there probably isn't enough kind of testing your limit, testing yourself against your programs, or testing your physical capabilities and having benchmarks and shit like that. So benchmarks, obviously, for you guys will be normality ones are progress photos, weight markers, body fat percentages. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's not my demographic. Let's say, yeah, sure, I can do it, but I don't get excited as a coach as well. It's just like, okay, what can be more exciting? But it was interesting. I was talking about like, all right, but you're goblet squatting with that client. I was like, Dan, when you write a goblet squat for a client, what is the marker you're trying to get to? It's like, there's got to be something we're trying to achieve before we change, or there's got to be something we're trying to. It's not just kind of like, that'll do. We've done it for 4 weeks. Did we get to a weight that we thought was good, or not? Did we do a relative test? Did we do this? And it's like, I was like, is there any benchmarks for these exercises that we decided to give this client? Or it's just like, they're not fancy tests. Fuck me. That's the point. So yeah, we went a little deep dive at that. And he was like, yeah, I've kind of taken something from that. And I was like, yeah, quite right. Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I think it's important that people have, like, say, some sort of structure or process behind it, rather than just going, oh, we'll goblet squat until when, like you said, until when.
Yeah, till when are you going to reach when you decided that's enough goblet squat and enough progress on the goblet squat? All right, yeah, cool. And it was I wrote an email, it's actually going out tomorrow, email list wise, and it was like getting excited about certain things. So a lot of the guys in first like onboarding week was like week 0, right? So they're just testing, and they were like, some of the guys I was chatting to, they're like, I'm nervous. And I'm like, good. Yeah, I wrote about in the email, I was like, I want you to feel like it's sports day at school. That's what I want you to feel like. You're going to try and get as far as you can, get as high as you can. Shit, you should be nervous. Like that old thing. If you're nervous, you care. You're getting like, shit, I hope I do a good score. And then that's only going to multiply by week. I think we do week 9 is our second testing. So improvement week. I want people to be going in because they care and they want to do better, and hopefully they've done enough in the fucking 8 weeks prior to show that they have. Who knows? Sook won't. Call him out right here. You can message him if you want. He won't be fucking doing anything. He'll be having to reload again. I was like, so yeah, he can keep giving me money. It's absolutely fine. I give him enough money. Fuck me. Just give me Stridus. All right, if you're listening to it, just give me Stridus for free. Fuck me. We'll stop going back and forth. It's fine.
There you go.
Yeah, I've had to increase my capacity on Stridus because he's going to put the prices up on next week. So.
Oh yeah,
had to do that today.
Changing it, isn't
I changed it. And I'm like, how many clients am I shooting for? And if I'm running group coaching for it, I'm like, for fuck's sake, all right, you're not helping me here, Sook. Like, you're not helping me. Like, I can't put them as like 0.5 client for group coaching and then full
if
client
you get him,
mate,
if you get him his 300-yard drive, he'll let you have it for free. I reckon. I'm going to say that.
I'm
going to say that for him.
Downwind on a sunny day, downhill.
Nah, just normal, just general
In
normal.
England, when it's 40 degrees, I'll get him a 400
that way,
yard
yeah.
drive.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It's good. Chat. How was your photo shoots?
It was good, yeah. It was a really, really good group. Had a lot of fun. We had a lovely night out. It was it was really good. It was good to see everyone there. And yeah, it's always a nice event when you bring everyone together like that. And people think it's just about obviously the photos and getting lean, and it's just about so much more than that. And like obviously these people have dieted down and obviously, you know, trying to achieve an amazing physique, but it's actually more a case of they find people who've been on a similar journey and, you know, have been through the same sort of stuff and had the same sort of, I suppose, problems with, you know, people not understanding it maybe. And then they find their crew and their group of people who do get it. And I always feel like it's kind of like a really good stepping stone. Like, I think for me, it was a really good way to kind of step into more fitness stuff. Cause I think looking back now, I think like it does set you up. I think you have to go into it thinking that it's going to be like, you know, obviously I suppose as lean as you can be. And then you need to accept that you're going to be a little bit, I'll say, fatter, but that's not the right term, is it? It's probably less lean than you are at the photo shoot. But it's almost like it gives you that drive to like train for something, like you were talking about there with like training and getting stronger and stuff. And I think a lot of people then have a desire to go, right, well, I want to improve upon this, and then they have a reason to go and train and like say be stronger. And I think that's the thing it instills in people, is a reason to do a diet or to train or to all this sort of stuff. I think a lot of us at our level, we don't have sport at the highest level anyway to kind of keep us motivated. We have it at a very amateur level, but not an elite level. So I think it's sometimes hard to kind of push that a little bit further sometimes, because let's be honest, with the photo shoot stuff, you can be happy with your physique before you get to the leanness of a photo shoot, like quite comfortably. But it's more a case of it's a challenge, it's something different. It's like climbing mountains and going on big long fucking walks and bike rides and shit. It's just a challenge. It's just a different type of challenge. So I think that's the thing you get with it on the weekends, is it's the end of the challenge and everyone just feels pretty cool and elated about it, really. So it's yeah, no, it's good. It's nice to be around it. It does make you think, oh, I should probably do another one. And then the day after, you're like, nah, too much hard work. But I do. It has every time we go and do one, I am that little bit closer to being like, I should probably do another one at some point. But it's just a lot of energy.
Muscle mass you packed on over the last.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like Laura said to me, she's like, "Oh, you should do it," and I was like, "Yeah, but I won't look any different because I haven't managed to train hard. Like, so it seems a bit pointless. I might as well train hard and get stronger first." So yeah, I've got to sort that shit out first. But you know, we'll see. We'll see.
It's good. I guess we've stumbled on our theme for this podcast. Really, is coaches setting fucking benchmarks and setting goals, setting targets, getting people excited about what they want to do. And it's something that I do as a coach to my clients, and certainly what you do. The goal for me with that community combine wise is to end up running a combine day. I'm like, yeah, that's what we should be doing. Fucking hiring out our gym. I'm sure I can get John Clark's gym for a day and just be like, look, right, we're just going to do a bunch of fucking testing, have some fun, chill out, and have it like a mini meet. There's not many not as like weird and clicky as like those CrossFit meets or kind of that kind of vibes or anything like that. It's just chilled out, boom, 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 boom. Let's do it. That's test day in. I'm probably not going to make everybody do 12 tests in one day because that is harsh. But yeah, you'll be smoked. Maybe Dan can do that. But yeah, maybe it's something to shoot for, and it's something that like this is what we were chatting about. It's just like, all right, pick your kind of your specialism. Hopefully when people are writing a plan, they're like, actually this plan number one is going to be, we're trying to improve this exercise and this exercise or this development in your body. So I tend to go for, this is traditional S&C. You go for like, we were going balls to wall strength. Are we going for kind of loaded power? Are we going for more body weight, power-based, ballistic, plyometric speed? Or are we going for straight speed? Or probably the most common thing is hypertrophy for people. I just call it volume, getting more muscular efficiency. And then like ESD, what kind of energy system are you trying to improve? And then you're like, all right, each plan, each 4 weeks, each 8 weeks should have something like that. And you should be testing it somehow. Doesn't mean it's 12 or 13 tests how I do it. Could be 4, could be 3, doesn't matter. Like, it's just, what have you done? give them a little test, give them a little AMRAP, whatever it be within that kind of energy system, and go, cool. And it's something I'm sure, like, even when they're training for photo shoots, yeah, they're looking at progress pictures. Yeah, they're looking at that. But I'm assuming they still want to see progress in the gym. And it's just so easy, instead of like having to trawl through maybe your training plans to go, actually, test it week 1, test week 2. You're going to do a little test at the end of this workout or the start of this workout before you do it. Look, cool. Look, we have progressed. That was 8 weeks ago. You did the exact same session, and you did a 5 rep AMRAP or like 5 rep max at your trap bar deadlift. Now you do that weight for 6. Cool.
There you go.
In theory, we're 20% stronger. That works.
Yeah, I think for me, like, because I think the other thing with photo shoots and stuff is there's just like there's again levels that you go to with it. So, for example, if you want to get very, very lean and you want to go to something like that, you will see an element of performance decrease and stuff like that. And I if I was to do another one again, I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want to get to that level where I see my performance decrease. I'd want to make sure that I have that. And look, I think as a coach as well, you do it differently, because again, a lot of my clients like, I want to train 4 times a week, 5 times a week. I'd do 100% 3 times a week, and I conserve my energy.
Mate, give me your clients. Fuck me. Mine are like, some of these are like, fuck me, 3 times a week.
yeah, 3. Fucking hell. And I'd be conserving my energy for those training days, and I'd be, like, say, setting benchmarks, and I'd be going, right, this is what I'm aiming for. This is what I need to be hitting consistently. And if I wasn't, I would then take, sort of like breaks from lower calories and then push them up again. And I think sometimes people think with online coaching that it is just like sometimes people just sit there and go, right, yeah, eat less food, diet for the photo shoot, like, crack on. There's so many factors involved. Like, when it comes to, I've seen people turn up to photo shoots just looking very scrawny and not looking full, not looking like they've been able to lift heavier weights. And there's those people then who can lift heavier weights, who've had more sleep, who've had more diet breaks, and they look better. Like, it's not just a starving competition. Like, again, some people think it is. And I think performance is really overlooked in these sorts of things, going into something like that. And look, there are some levels if you want to get to levels of body fat where you will just experience a huge reduction in performance. Of course there will be, but not always. And I think too many people think it is just a case of do that, reduce calories, do more cardio, do more steps. And it's not the case. Like, there is an element to it where I think you can manage these things very, very well and be smart about it. So, because we know as well, like, we know that muscle gain and muscle maintenance comes around from training intensity, not necessarily calorie availability or protein or anything like that. It comes from how hard you can train. So then you start manipulating your calorie intake, your macro intake, to ensure that you can train with maximum intensity. It's actually better to train 3 times a week at maximum intensity than it is to train at 5 that's suboptimal. You're going to maintain, in my opinion, you're going to maintain more muscle mass ready for something like a photo shoot.
Probably what some of the guys is experiencing now. And if you never experienced that, like, in a group setting, it's pretty cool, because they're like, oh, I'm fucked. Like, you're asking me to push hard. Yeah, not at like maximal loads, like the power day. I'm not asking you to push anywhere near. I literally have to go, as I say it, reiterate it on like the group coaching stuff. I'm like, I don't want you to, I know you're going to have stuff in the tank, but I want those 6 reps. I want you to fucking go at it. And it's like, I know you could do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more. Cool. Don't care about that, but they're going to be slow. They're going to be shitty. That's going to be volume bodybuilding. That's not what I'm asking. You get to do that on Friday. They get to do volume and bodybuilding on Friday. That's cool. There's a time and a place for it, but it's the training intensity that I'm asking for them is what they're kind of like, oh shit, yeah, now I'm fucking fatigued. And I'm like, yeah. You see that message I give you on the day after where it says take a chill day and absolutely chill out? Listen to it, please. Otherwise, guess what? You're going to be fucked. Which a couple of them realized they were. So they're like, I'm so tired. I'm like, correct. Well done. Did you take the day off after I said it? No, you didn't. Okay, cool. I gave you permission to do nothing that day. Just get your steps in. Yeah, it's always funny. But that's what coaching's about. Yeah, they don't know. So that's why hopefully they reach out to some people. It's good though. It's good. What are they coming into? Week 3 now, Daniel. This first cohort, which is good. It's good. All stronger than you, all of you. Yeah, crazy.
It's not hard, is it? It doesn't say anything about any of you. So,
well, on that note, I do have some protein things.
Protein things.
And then we need to kind of discuss a sandwich-based topic. So I'm not allowed to make fun of this person who bought these and hasn't eaten any of them. Dan probably knows who it is. So these are both cookies, and it says Brookfast.
Brookfast. Oh yeah.
One says double choco. One says Pepites de chocolat. That's chocolate chips. Okay. They don't look fantastic. 8 grams of protein per cookie. It's not fantastic, is it? I've run out of my protein bars, Daniel, so I need them to send more. I don't know what the calories is. It doesn't say it. Obviously says it on the box, but I don't have the box with me.
What's the protein per thing?
Well, it just says 8 grams of protein per thing, per serving.
Not good.
I'm assuming this is one serving because it's not a big cookie. They're more like a large Maryland.
Yeah.
They look all right.
Dry.
They smell good.
My bet. Dry.
Oh, that's not good.
No, that's not good, he says. Yeah.
No. Oh, no. Double chocolate one.
Tom's face is not in a good place right now.
Double chocolate one is not good at all. It's I don't know what that. I don't even know what that taste. I've not tasted that taste previously. I don't think, but it's like left. I just want to do. Left me with bad breath. I think.
Not great then.
That's not great. Yeah, that's definitely left me with like the texture of them is quite nice actually. This one is. All right. Chocolate chip. Okay, not great. Better than the double chocolate one. Double chocolate one was like dark disgustingness. Which isn't good. The other one
you
was
don't seem
okay.
happy, Tom. You don't seem happy about that, Tom.
The other one was moist. So that one was good. So if you're gonna have these Brookfast cookies,
Brookfast.
get the white one. Or the normal one, cookie-based cookie. Because it's moist. People like moist things, don't they, Daniel?
They do, apparently. Yeah, there's just no good protein bars over here. I'm not even going to try and pretend to you that, that there are. I still haven't found any, so I just don't bother. Just don't bother trying to find them.
I saw when you flew over to the UK, didn't you put a post out or a thing saying, "Oh, it's a bit cold," and it was like 29 degrees, and then you flew out for the hottest days in history. Yeah. How did you? Yeah. I haven't spoken to you since then. How was your 40+ degree day?
So the thing about it, the thing that's different is that obviously over here is you can escape it. You just go inside and then you're in air conditioning, right? Oh my God, it was just horrific. Like being outside was fine. It was like during the day was fine. It was like not really a problem. It was once it got past 6 o'clock, I was like, okay, cool. Where's the aircon? Like seriously, what's going on? And just trying to sleep in that was just horrible. And it's just that stickiness when you're trying to sleep. It's just, you don't get that over here. Like, because obviously it's all aircon. So yeah, that for me was the big thing. But being out in it was fine. Even like during I went to see my brother in Nottingham on a Sunday and it was like 22 and I had a jumper on. I was like, oh my God, it's cold. And he was like, it's not cold. Shut up. And I was like, it's cold. And then I came back and I was like, I was worried because I've been away for 10 days. I came back today and I was like, it feels really nice. Yeah. It just feels like a hug. It feels like a hug when you go outside. and I don't get hugged very often. So it's quite nice. So yeah, it was nice to have that, has to be said.
That day was fucking atrocious. Mate, just absolute puddles everywhere. Disgusting. I went for ice cream. Well, we went for ice cream, but that like swiftly melted as soon as you kind of had it. And everywhere was closed in London. I took a picture of Marlow High Street and it was like the pandemic because it was so hot. Nobody had come in and all the shops had gone, we're closing at midday because it's hot.
Yeah.
And you're like, are we in France? Everybody's gone for
it was crazy seeing the fires, man. That was the craziest bit.
yeah, that was so. Actually, saying that, I walked down Cavendish Street, which is in Marylebone next to Harley Street, and we stumbled across a massive fire that was happening on the street. Like some from roadworks or something had just gone. Like the size of your office was on fire, like from like top to bottom.
Yeah.
It was like
It's mad, isn't it?
And then, of course, in the stupid world that we live in, just few people just videoing it, and I went, "Has anybody fucking phoned the fire brigade?"
Yeah, nah.
They're like,
That, will they?
I think so. And I was like, "Fuck me." I was like, "Why are we videoing this bullshit?" I was like, "Oh, jeez." One person needs to video it. That's it. For evidence, I don't know.
Stupid. That's fine. But yeah, my brother-in-law works in the fire service, and he said that it was the busiest day since the World War II. For fire.
Really? Yeah, the fires were madness, right? So England is obviously we're incredibly good at kind of temperate rain, and that's it, middle ground. But yeah, anything extremes, too hot or snow, just shut down. No point.
Down,
Hey, and climate change not a thing, is it? No, of course not.
No,
didn't need to talk about that with Liz and Rishi, did we? Did she, Rishi?
Not at all, mate.
Oh God, no, just those £4.50 earrings that she was wearing and the £3,000 suit that he was wearing. So,
do you know what?
You look good.
Makes me
He's
laugh.
a billionaire. If I was a billionaire, I would buy many £3,000 suits. I wouldn't even blink.
Me and my dad were talking about this at the weekend, and it's funny, looking from the outside in, and like I think people have an opinion of Dubai or the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, and all this sort of stuff, and like, do you know when you sometimes sit back and think, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Like, you just think like the UK is not all that. Like, it really is not all that. And it's not all this great place it's made out to be. It's got its own problems. It's got its own issues and all this sort of stuff, right? But we were talking about how like none of them, not any of those politicians give a shit about any of you. They don't. And if you think they do, they've brainwashed you into believing that. They do not give a shit about you.
I saw a TikTok today, and this guy, conspiracy theorist, that he's convinced that all the governments had this was a pandemic thing that I didn't realize that was a thing, that during the pandemic, and it was created by the governments because the birds had run out of battery, and the governments had to get their bird drones and spies back, and they had to go collect them to recharge them. And then he was like, look at, like, where is the most likely place we see birds roosting is on power lines. Put two and two together, birds' feet are conductors that charge them. And yeah, that's why they needed to do a pandemic, to charge and replace all the birds that had broken.
Sounds legit. Honestly.
Oh my God. It popped up on like my TikTok or something. I should have sent it to you. And I was just like,
and that is why I'm not on TikTok.
What is this guy? What is this guy?
Honestly, but like we were saying, like, we talk about this all the time. We're in a state of, the country's in a state of, the NHS is fucked. Obesity is an all-time high. And like I said, they're arguing about the future prime minister's potential wife being non-dom, not paying her taxes. And I'm like, yeah, she won't pay her taxes, mate, because she's rich enough and smart enough to know how not to do it. Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think this country, like, it just baffles me that people think that, like, at the high level, that people are all fair and okay about it. It's like, no, that's why they're at the top level. It's because they've had to they've had to beg, borrow, and steal to get there. Like, that's why they're there. Yeah, like, they're all mates. They're all backstab each other and get to the top. And it's like, do you know how the world works? Like, do you know? It just makes me laugh at those debates. It's just a bit of a, what's the point? Like, you're both shitbags. So unbelievable.
It was a weird thing. So we're going to get one of them. Unfortunately, it looks like Liz Truss at the moment, which is bad.
It's literally like, pick which way you want to die, innit? It's like, yeah. Like, it's bad. It's going to be bad. It's just a case of
pick which. And did you stay in like an Airbnb with your coaches, with Mike and that? No,
No.
thank God, because that would have been the choice of breakfast Dan would have had to have eaten based off your coach's egg displays. That is as good as
Oh,
picking Rishi
fucking
or
hell,
Liz
yeah.
Truss. So
Don't worry, mate. You can always rely on McDonald's to do better than my coaches to make eggs. Jesus.
Jesus
Honest.
Christ. That's gonna be an interesting thing, actually. I was discussing of whether who's gonna be on breakfast duty for me and you when we're all in Como. So it'd be interesting to see.
We'll have to alternate it, won't we, mate? I reckon. It's
Alternate
got to be
it,
eggs,
but
though. It's got to be eggs every
Fortunately,
morning. I
both of
reckon.
us can cook eggs. So
Well, there you go.
be
I'm not
interesting.
on burger buns though. Tom, remember.
I got brioche buns at the moment. I bought some pita bread as well. Lovely. That brings us on to, I mean, that's a smooth transition. I don't know whether you did it, Dan, on purpose, but sandwich topics. And the best, I did put it out the other day, and the best sandwiches. I've got a few people who have got moronic.
What were the? Go on. What were the controversial ones? Come
on. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Dan was taking the piss because he said just cress. I was like, I'm pretty sure. Ross was cheap white bread, Marge, jam, straight back from my childhood.
No.
Any sandwich. I can empathize with him, and I was like, I can see what you mean. I liked that shit, like Tesco's own white bread with like butter and
but we're adults
crisps.
now, though. So,
but it's not the one I would pick if I'm only going to have like one sandwich ever left.
No.
Then I had the Moist Maker Brigade. Had a few people talking about Moist Makers. Anything.
Right, has anyone actually done that though? Has anyone actually done it though? Because I hear people talk about this all the time.
Hello.
Is it good?
Hello.
Is it good?
It is good.
I've never had it.
Yeah, correct.
I've never made it.
But you have to properly like moisten that slice because you don't want the bread to meat to whatever ratio has to be good, right? So you want to moisten that fucking bread lots, and that is so we tend I tend to have it it's more like Thanksgiving stuff. I'm fortunate enough to like we've done Thanksgiving for the last 3 or 4 years, right? And then that's like you need the cranberry, you need the turkey, you need a little bit of stuffing, you need that moist maker, and it's just ramming another bit of bread in there so you can enlargen the sandwich. But then it's not particularly a sandwich because it's almost like it's quite big. Like you need to be able to sandwich. In my description of a sandwich, you need to be able to take a bite of all layers at once for it to be a sandwich. Or can you just like have at it? Or is it
I think people in America would disagree with
right?
that. I think people in America would disagree with that because their sandwiches are fucking huge, mate.
Then we had Rogue was it? I was like, all right, Greg's. A cheese and beans toasty. Interesting one.
These people saying right.
And then I had a bunch of good ones. What do we have? Jackson's seeded bread, Jersey butter, and fresh crab meat. That's what we like then. Fresh crab meat with mayo, lemon, black pepper.
How posh is this person?
I know. Baguette with lobster, melted lemon butter, and mayo.
We got some rich listeners. Fucking hell.
And Portuguese roll, rare steak with loads of garlic butter. What I've confirmed is we just need garlic butter.
Sandwich,
it's
that's
basically
not
anything
a sandwich.
with butter.
That's just. I don't think you can have a steak sandwich. I don't know if that's allowed. Is that allowed? Are we allowing that? Because in my definition, a sandwich needs to have more than one filling. And I know the garlic butter may count as another filling on that, but that's just. Yeah, I don't know.
Right, let's go from two sides. You can pick your perfect sandwich, and then you can pick your perfect sandwich that you would have got from a Boots or Tesco kind of meal deal, because that's always very telling on what people pick. Because you've got the economic choice, or you've got the go for it choice, or the kind of calories kind of choice then there on the meal deal. I had to explain a meal deal to one of my clients, and they were like, "What's that then?" It's like, you're too wealthy.
Meal deal. You wouldn't understand.
You don't know.
For me, the best sandwich is the leftover Christmas dinner in a sandwich.
See, that is obviously incredibly similar to a leftover.
I don't think you can. Well, yeah, same principle, right? You got the meat, you got the stuffing, the moist maker if you want, or you just put gravy in it. You've got the sauce that goes with the meat, whether it's pork and apple, whether it's cranberry and turkey, whether it's beef and horseradish or mustard, whatever it is. It needs to be in there with a little bit of mayo if it's something that's a little bit spicy or something like that in it. And you can, if you really want to, cut up some roast potato and put it in as well. Not everyone does that, but for me, you can't beat that. And that, it doesn't matter if it's in the cheap white bread, if it's in a baguette, if it's in a wrap, doesn't matter. It's just a classic filling, and I don't think it can be beaten. Good. In my opinion, that's the one.
And I'm unfortunately going to concur with you, mate. Like that is up there. And I think you are right in the saying that like white meat it does better than dark meats and red meats in sandwiches, right? It just does.
There's nothing worse than having a steak sandwich and you kind of like bite it. And it's just like you're taking the whole thing out. Yeah, it's like there's no filling left in it
because you can't bite straight through it, right? The fibrous nature of the meat is too.
Well, because it's because you have to have it raw. You have to have it rare.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you butchered it. Whereas white meat, you obviously have to cook all the way through. So that's why it works so well. That's the difference. Correct. And then in terms of like shop bought stuff, I really like. I know it's not. Pret's not meal deal though, is it? We're talking classic sandwiches here, aren't we? We're talking classics, really. The classic ones.
I mean, and people who don't live in London, I don't know. Basically, you only get a Pret next to a fucking train station or on every fucking corner in London. No.
Yeah, I think in terms of like the classic sandwiches that you get in option, like the standard ones you get, I do like a tuna sweet corn. I'm sorry,
tuna sweet. I've been like, mate, you're singing. I hate being the person who agrees with you. It's so unnatural to me. But I've gone tuna sweet corn for the last like 2 weeks. Has been like my kind of go-to little lunch. Like a tuna sweet corn bagel.
It's classic.
Like,
it's a classic.
It's just easy, isn't it? It's easy to do. Yeah. It costs like nothing, and then you're like, oh, great. It's fairly nice.
For me, it's always the. I'm drawn to it every time I see it there. They're always lined up next to the chicken clubs and the egg mayos, and I'm just like,
right. Here's the problem with those chicken clubs and stuff. That those fucking like massive tomatoes. Nobody wants massive gammy tomato in their sandwich. They are the worst tomatoes ever. And it's got even if it was fresh, it would be slightly better. But when it's been sitting there, like it's not good.
That's what other ones there are.
You don't want.
There's always like ham and cheese. I'm not a fan of ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese,
like it's too plain, it's too boring.
Yeah, there's always a chicken and bacon kind of thing. Prawn mayo is pretty all right. It's got to be like a fairly thick amount of prawn in there. Otherwise, it's just bready kind of mayonnaise. But after that, you got your chicken and stuff. And then I used to have
same
with
the BLT. BLT's with the chicken with the tomato.
Yeah. I think I used to be a fan of the all day breakfast one, but then I realized it's probably about 1,000 calories for having one.
You see, the thing is with Pret do a really good one. That's like the New Yorker, the pastrami with the pickle. Oh my god, that's very, very good. But again, it's not a regular. It's not in all of them, is it? That one.
So, but if I were
obviously
to
Pret's Christmas one as well. Pret's Christmas one.
If
dangerous.
Yeah, the Christmas sandwich is always great. So they did do a lobster roll, but it wasn't fantastic. And then if anybody's in London, and they're around like the Baker Street area, there's a place called Reuben's. And
the bagel, is that the hot?
They do salt beef, like a sandwich. Oh, it's insane. But just get a regular or even a small one, because you order like large, you're like, it's fine. You're like, it's fucking, you get so much salt beef. It's insane. But they also do like a poutine. So good. But yeah. Jesus, I'm going to have a sandwich for dinner.
I was about to say, you're going to order one of those in now, aren't you? Like,
don't know whether Reuben's delivered to me. I'm close. I'm probably just on the boundary. They're probably only a mile and a half away, to be honest. So maybe.
Maybe you can walk and get it, Tom. Stop being lazy.
I could walk down. Anyway, any other business, Daniel? We'll bring this episode to a close.
Not for me. I'm going straight to bed. I'm knackered. So
you're going to bed. I am not. I'm going to go watch the England women in the semi-final against Sweden. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. Dan's not going to watch it because he doesn't support our girls.
I've been really confused every time, and someone's gonna have a go at me about this, but I'm not really bothered. It really confuses me when I turn on Sky Sports News and it says like England beat Spain 3-0, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, you're like,
and then I'm like, oh, okay, it's women's football. Why do they not distinguish it?
Don't know. Don't do they?
Because I don't, but I feel tricked into watching more of it though, because I saw it on BBC and I was like, oh, and I turned it on. I was like, no, don't want to watch that.
That's not.
And because Reading do it as well. Reading Football Club do it as well. They do the, you see on Sky Sports News, Reading FC sign Man United forward, and I'm like, what? And then it's like Hannah Woodburn. I'm like, oh, okay, well, brilliant. That is, but yeah. I just don't know why there's no distinguishing thing between it. Like,
yeah,
I don't even mind if they call them Reading and Reading Men's. I don't mind. I'm not saying they have to be called Reading Women. Call them Reading. I just like the distinguishing fact that I'd like to know who it is they're talking about. Confuses me. But there we go. Probably shouldn't have said that. I'm going to get cancelled now.
Cancelled now, mate. Jesus, we just lost our followers. All right. Thanks for listening, guys, and we will catch you next week.
See you later.